Good morning, room 32. It is Monday and we're ready to do a new lesson in math. This is module 9.9, common fractions, comparing unit fractions, number line. All right, let's get started here. So first of all, when we look here at this slide, you can see two different fractions. All right. Now, the question being asked here in our lesson, and I'm just going to take a peek real quick here at the manual. Parents, you have a copy of this in Google Classroom, so know that you can reference this as well during the lesson. Which is greater? All right, so we're looking to see which of these two fractions is greater, 1/4 or 1/8. All right, if we were to place both of these fractions on the number line, this is what we would do. First of all, what I like to do to help me out a little bit is I like to divide the number line from 0 to 1 into half, first of all. So I'm going to say about right there. And that's not exactly the straightest line. Okay, I'm going to put that as 1/2 right there. Now, I know that's not part of this, but it helps me to have a reference to know how to divide that again. So if we were to divide this right here, this would be 1/4. And if we were to divide that right there, that would be 1/8. So when we talk about fractions on a number line, we talk about greater or less than, right? And for this particular fraction, we're talking about from 0.0 going to 1/8 or going to 1/4. Now, simply looking at those two lines that I've just made, which line is longer? Well, the line going from 0 to 1/4. So 1/4 is greater than 1/8. All right, remember, the greater the denominator, the smaller the fractional part, right? Because we're dividing into smaller and smaller pieces, right? There's more parts of the whole. All right, now let's move along here. I'm actually going to go ahead and we're going to go through these today. I usually skip over this, but we're going to go through it today, all right? So it says 3 students are talking about fractions on a number line. Patricia wants to split the line into 8ths, Ben wants to split it into 6ths, and Paige wants to split it into 4ths. Patricia says that using 8ths would mean 1/8 is the greatest fraction because 8 is greater than 6 and 4. Paige says the greatest fraction would be 1/4. Who is correct? All right. Now, we kind of just discussed this just a moment ago in that previous slide, right? So again, if we were to divide this up into equal portions, okay, we can see, and I'm going to go ahead and put some lines in here. So 4ths would be approximately right there, right there, and right there, okay? 8ths would be there and there, there and there, there and there and there, okay? 6 would probably fall, let's see here. Well, let me see if I can get the 6 on here. This would be about right here. Let's see if I can make the 6th on here. This is a little challenging. So this would be equivalent to 3/6. All right, I would say those are pretty darn close. All right, so let's mark those. So this here would be 1/8, and this would be 2/8, also as 1/4. Okay, this would be 3/8, 4/8, also as 2/4. And this would be 5/8, 6. Oops, did I get my 8? Oh, hold up. 1 second. We just about got that one messed up right there. Okay, this would be 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. So this would be 3/4 and 4/4. Now, I know that's pretty busy looking. Our 6 would be 1/6 right there. 2/6 right there. 3/6 right there. 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6. Okay. Now that number line is very, very, very busy. I'm sorry that it looks so crowded, but hopefully you can see the increments in there. And I just want to point out a few things. I'm going to circle them. This is 1/8. This would be 1/6. And this would be 1/4. All right. Again, remember how we talked about that distance from 0 to that point on the number line. So which line would be the longest? If we drew a line from 0 to 1/8, it would go to here, 0 to 1/6 there, and 0 1/4 would go to there. So if you look at that, 1/4, even though it's might be confusing a little bit, when we look at that denominator, remember the smaller the denominator means less parts of the whole. So if it's less parts of the whole, each part has to be bigger to create the whole, right? Now, it asks us to use some symbols here, right? The less than and greater than symbol. So 1/6 is less than 1/4. 1/4 is greater than 1/8. And 1/8 is less than 1/6. Those are the correct symbols for that. Now, let's take a peek at today's lesson. All right. So if we jump here, and I'm going to go to single page mode, and we're going to zoom this up a little bit. All right. Let me see if I can just move my video up a little bit. Okay. It says on each line, on each number line, the distance from 0 to 1 is 1 whole. Write the correct fraction above each mark on the number line. Split the distance from 0 to 1 into eighths and write the correct fraction below each mark. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is going to write what fraction are the lines above the number line. Then you're going to divide it into eighths. All right, so for example, let's see here. This would be hang on, let me get into my pen mode. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. Okay. Now, if we divide this up again like this, like this, like this, and like this, we have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. All right, so you'll do something similar on the part below here. Let's jump to page 2. And this time it says on each number line, the distance from 0 to 1 is 1 whole. Label each blue mark. And that's like this little mark right here is blue. Let me just point that out right there. Get my pen mode. I'm sure in your books you'll notice this, okay? There's the blue mark. Label each blue mark above the number line, and then each red mark below the number line. Then write numerals and less than or greater than to complete the sentences. All right. So you get to decide which fraction you're going to write first. All right. However you decide to do that. Your one, okay, so let's do A together real quick. So this would be 1/2, all right at that blue mark, right? And then this would be 1/8, 2/8. Oops, sorry, 6. I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't count that very carefully. Oops, oh boy. Sorry about that. Let me clean that up for you guys. Okay, this would be 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6 is equal to 1 whole, right? Now, you can choose to write the 1/6 on the first one here, or you can choose to write 1/2 on the first one, and vice versa over here. That means you can also choose to write 1/2 or 1/6. Make sure that you compare them correctly with the right symbol. All right, guys, that's our lesson today. I hope it was helpful.